I cannot go another year without picking this book back up. Hey friends, welcome back to my corner of the internet where we talk all things thrillers, mysteries, and suspense. My name's Kayla, and in today's video I want to talk about 25 books that I have to read in 2025. Obviously, my reading goal, well, not obviously, if you're new here, hey, but my reading goal for 2025 is to read 52 books, so essentially a book a week, and I'm excited. Last year I read 34 books, so that's a big difference. So these are 25 books that I have to read. Some of these are new releases. Some of these are books that have been on my shelf for the longest. So I definitely want to start partaking in TBR takedowns. And I need to read the books that are on my shelf. They're not just for decoration. They're for decoration after I read them. But right now I need to get these books read. So these are the 25 books that I want to read. And I'm not going to read the synopsis of every single one of them, but you know, I might give a little detail, but we're going to kind of breeze through these really fast because that's 25 books and I don't want it to be a minute on each book. So let's get into it. And sorry about the lighting. I have my little light doing its thing, but the sun is setting at 5 o'clock and I should have done this earlier on in the day, but I had things to do. But I want to start off with the book that I am currently reading right now. I got this book from Barnes & Noble last year. Not too far into it. This could sit on the shelf for a little longer. There are books that have been on there since like 2022, but I was looking through the shelves last night to figure out what I wanted to read because I haven't picked up a book since Beautiful Ugly, and that's been like 4 days now. So I'm like, okay, I need to pick up something and read it. So I'm currently reading Disclaimer, and when I say currently, like I am on page 2. I am on page 2 of this book, you guys, and it seems interesting. It seems very interesting. So it says, imagine if the next thriller you read was all about you. Can you imagine? So it's documentary filmmaker Catherine Ravencross has no idea who might have sent the book that mysteriously appeared on her nightstand. At first, she's intrigued by the suspenseful story that unfolds in the pages of The Perfect Stranger, but curiosity quickly turns to horror when she realizes the book isn't fiction. So, yeah, this sounds like something that I definitely want to read. So, I am on page 2, and I'm not going to vlog this one. I'm just going to read the book, and I'll let y'all know on Goodreads what I think about it. So these first 2 books, I have already read them, but they were on the list of 25 books that I wanted to read when I created this list. So the first one is Cross My Heart by Megan Collins. I did a reading vlog on this one. If you have not watched that, go back. It's a long one. It's a little chatty one, but yeah, I enjoyed this book. I still think about Rosie. It's been about a month now since I read this book, and I still think about Rosie. This is a good book. This book is about Rosie, who has just been going through a lot in life recently. And to make matters even worse, she is in desperate need of a heart transplant. And she ends up getting it from the wife of an author who lives in their town. And now that she has his wife's heart, she's like, yeah, we're meant to be. And it's just a whirlwind of events. It's a crazy book. What did I give this? Did I give this 3.5 or 4? I think I gave this 4 stars. Yeah, in the range. I recommend it. It's very different. It's a good premise, and I'm so glad that I read this book because I definitely wanted to read it. This was a new release from January 14th, and I bought this from Murder by the Book in Houston, and yeah, I wanted to support local, so that's the first one that I read was Cross My Heart. The next book that I wanted to read in 2025, which I have already done, is Beautiful Ugly. You guys should be seeing the reading vlog for this one probably after this video, so you'll end up knowing what my thoughts were on this book. But if you're new here, Alice Feeney is one of my favorite authors, if not my favorite author, so I was definitely excited for this book. I pre-ordered it from June of 2024 and it just came out in January, so I've read this one already. Definitely was excited to get my hands on this book. Is it hard for you guys to see this? I'm so glad I was able to get my hands on it and read it. And I did a buddy read with Joyce and it was fun per usual. So definitely be on the lookout for that reading vlog. Okay, so there's not going to be any rhyme or reason to the order of these books. It's just what I have available. And for the most part, I'm going to be doing all the physical books first. And then I will do the books that I don't have that haven't been released or I just don't have it yet. So the next book I want to read is A Killing Cold by Kate Alice Marshall. And this was my book of the month pick for February. And this one sounds interesting. I think I have 2 Kate Alice Marshall books. I don't even know if I like her writing style, but I got 2 books on the shelf because they sound good. So A Killing Cold is about Theodora, and she has met her boyfriend. She has met this man named Connor, and they fall in love. They're about to get married. I think they're about to get married. Anyway, she goes to the parents' cabin, and she finds a picture of herself in their cabin. So I'm like, oh, what's going on? How do these people know her? Like, why is there a baby picture in their home and they've never met her before? So this one sounds very interesting, and I cannot wait to read this one. I'm not like a seasonal reader where I have to read this book. It's snowy in the winter time, so well, technically it is winter right now, but when you live in Houston, it's 80 degrees. So I can read this anytime, but I don't think it's going to be on my radar anytime soon, but it definitely sounds interesting. The next book I want to read is The Darling Girls by Sally Hepworth, and I have a love-hate relationship with Sally Hepworth now. The first book that I read was The Good Sister. Absolutely loved it. The second book was The Soulmate. I was bored to tears with that book, and I gave it 2 stars. Well, really, in my head, it deserved 2. I think I gave it like 2.5. But now, Darling Girls, I don't know where it's going to fall. I still do enjoy Sally Hepworth's writing style. It's just she's not necessarily a thriller author, in my opinion. She's like contemporary fiction with a hint of suspense, like a literary thriller, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not your average thriller when it comes to Sally Hepworth's books. Okay, sorry about the change in the lighting. It was getting too dark and then too bright. Listen, I am trying to be a content creator, but I still can't get the lighting 100% right if it's not the natural light. So bear with me. But anyways, the next book. Where did I end off? Did I talk to you guys about this? This book is about, I think, 3 sisters who were in foster care or something like that, but their childhood wasn't the fairy tale everyone thinks it was. A thrilling page turner by best-selling author Sally Hepworth of Sisterhood, Secrets, Love, and Murder. So, sign me up. Probably definitely going to enjoy this. Either way, it's going to be I either love this book or I hate it. So I'm definitely excited to see where this one lands. The next book I want to read is Widow's Walk by Raimi A. Ray, and I'm excited to read this one. I featured this in a video 3 or 4 videos ago, but I was sent this by the author, and I'm very excited to read this. I think I'm going to push it up higher on my list because I've been fiending for a good locked room thriller. I'm currently listening to One Big Happy Family by Jamie Day, and I don't know, I'm not really feeling it. I mean, it's okay so far, but I want a good locked room mystery, and I keep looking at it and I'm like, yeah, I need to read it. So this is going to be pushed up higher on the list probably within the next month or so. This just seems like something that I'm definitely in the mood to read, and I need to read it before I put it off and then it sits on the shelf for a long time. So I definitely am going to do a reading vlog on this one. I'm probably going to do this and like another type of, I might do this and like an Agatha Christie book along with it, because Agatha Christie's like, she was great at locked room thrillers. I don't know. My brain is I'm just starting to think out loud. So anyways, this is another book that I want to read in 2025. Okay, so the next one is The Maidens by Alex Y'all already know. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But this is the author of The Silent Patient. And honestly, I've enjoyed the 2 books that he has. I put this one off for a while because dark academia is not my favorite trope in thriller books. You know, he's a good writer. I don't care what anybody says. He's good at what he does. He's good at what he does. So I definitely want to put this one on the list to read for 2025. So this one says, a spellbinding tale of psychological suspense weaving together Greek mythology, murder, and obsession. And if you've never read a book by this author, then you know that he really loves implementing like Greek mythology into his books, especially The Fury. The Silent Patient, I don't remember now. I'm like, did it have anything? It's been a while since I read that book, a couple of years. Like years. So I don't remember. But yeah, I definitely want to read this one next year. This one, I am so excited to read this book. It's Mad Woman by Chelsea Beaker. And I love her name. If you see me starting here and then switching over here, it's because the glare on the books, I want you guys to be able to see it. But anyways, I want to read this one so bad. This one's going to be like a literary thriller. And I'm excited, but I'm a little like apprehensive because I am a thriller reader, obviously, and I really don't branch out into many genres, especially like just literary fiction. I don't know. I can't just say that it's all boring, but I need to have a little suspense. I need to have a little thrill, mystery, something when I'm reading books. That's why I'm not the biggest like romance reader. That's why I'm just a big thriller reader, because I just love the suspense and the mystery and the thrills of all of it. So this was a book of the month pick for the thriller section, but it's going to read more like a literary thriller. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be more so like Sally Hepworth. Yeah, I think so. But obviously, I'm going to read this book. The cover on this book is just, it's so simple, but it's just so gorgeous. So I'm ready to read this one. This one is a gripping story of motherhood, mother loss, and the brutal, mighty things women do to keep themselves and each other alive. So I'm not a mother, but hopefully I will enjoy this book. Well, actually, I'm not a murderer either, and I enjoy thriller books, so I don't even know why I just made that comparison. Girl Forgotten by Karen Slaughter. This was another book of the month choice. Clearly, I get book of the months and then I don't read them. That's a lie, because I do. It's like half and half. Some of them I'm like, I have to have it, and then I get it and I just don't want to read it. The perks of being a mood reader. But this one right here, I am not one of those thriller readers that likes a thick thriller book. Like, what are we talking about? 400 pages in a thriller book. Even though Look Closer was definitely about like almost 500 pages, and that was well worth every page in that book. But I don't know. This one kind of, I think I might do a reading vlog of books that I've been putting off, because I have been putting this one off for the longest. Since 2022. I've had this book since 2022, you guys, and I still haven't read it. I don't think I've read any Karen Slaughter book. I've been wanting to read Pretty Girls. Funny enough, that's not on this list, but I'll get to it eventually. So yeah, I don't know, y'all. Something about it. I wanted it at the time, and then 2 years later, I still haven't picked it up. So it's like, Kayla, you got to read this book. You have to read this book. We are not wasting money like that. Like, I don't want to just give away books to a free little library. No, to a little free library if I didn't even give it a chance. We're not trying to waste money like that. We're trying to be smarter. We're getting older. You know, I'm about to go on a whole tangent, so let me stop myself. But I don't want to waste any more money. So yeah, I definitely need to read this book this year, and I'm excited. This is going to be my first Karen Slaughter. A Girl with a Secret, Unsolved Murder, One Final Chance to Uncover a Killer. All right. This book is heavy too, boy. The next book is The Midnight Feast by Lucy Foley, and I've enjoyed pretty much every Lucy Foley book I've read except for The Hunting Party. That one was just, that's my least favorite book by her, but I like The Guest List. I like The Paris Apartment. A lot of people don't like The Paris Apartment, but I personally listened to it on audio, so maybe the accents helped me. But I am so excited to read this book. I enjoy Lucy Foley's writing. She does a lot of multiple point of views, and y'all already know I love a good multiple point of view book. So from the #1 best-selling author comes a deliciously twisted murder mystery set at a luxe coastal retreat where the beautiful settings hide the rot within. You know what? I might read this one with Widow's Walk. But welcome to the opening weekend of The Manor, a luxury resort built on top of old secrets in an ancient forest. The founder, the husband, the mystery guest, the kitchen help. Everyone has an agenda, everyone has a past, but not everyone will survive the Midnight Feast. Oh, this one has very mixed reviews. Very mixed reviews. So I can't wait to see what side I fall on with this book. Okay, so the next one is Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. I really enjoyed Little Secrets by her, so I think I'm going to definitely like this one. I think this is going to read more so. The reviews aren't the best on this, so that's how I know I'm going to like it, because I feel like this is going to be kind of like Alice Feeney-esque with this book. So I'm excited. It says an intoxicating thrill ride, propulsive and chilling. Half the time you can't listen to these people, because some of these books I'm like, did we read the same book? But I know reading is subjective. So I guess I really don't know what this book is about. I'm reading the back and I'm like, I don't remember. But basically this book is about a woman who is going to be accused of murder. I think a woman, let me just read you the back. Lord, I cannot paraphrase to save my life today. So when Paris is arrested in her own bathroom covered in blood, holding a straight razor, her celebrity husband dead in the bathtub behind her, she knows she'll be charged with murder. But as bad as this looks, it's not what worries her the most. It's only a matter of time before someone from her long-hidden past recognizes her and destroys the new life she's worked so hard to build. So we love a good book with secrets. Like the worst thing is not me killing my husband. Like I have some other secrets, so I definitely think I'm going to enjoy this one. Okay, we have not read, we meaning I have not read a Lisa Jewell book since 2023. When did None of This Is True come out? Yeah, 2023. I didn't read a single Lisa Jewell book in 2024. That is wild. Like 22, 23, I was killing them. I loved and I was enjoying so many of her books. But I started this one on audio a couple of years ago. I could not get into the audio. I'm very picky and selective when it comes to certain audiobooks, but this one I was like, this is terrible. So I definitely want to read The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. I can't remember if this is the one that you're supposed to read first. Is this a series? Let me know down below, y'all. Is this a series to The Family Remains? Is it The Family Remains? The Family Upstairs? I don't know, but I'm going to read this one this year. Lisa Jewell's chilling psychological thriller follows Libby as she uncovers the dark, twisty secrets of her family's past. We love a good, juicy story about family members and the craziness that they do in their everyday lives. So let me know down below if you've read any of these books that I've been talking about, and let me know what you guys think, because a lot of us have the same taste. And even if we don't have the same taste, like, it's okay. I'm just here. I'm glad we're here to share this space in this community. So yeah, let me know down below. I cannot go another year without picking this book back up. And it is Razor Blade Tears by S.A. Cosby. Y'all, I got to page 23. Actually, no, I got to page 63 in this book. And boy, was I not prepared for what was going to be happening in this book. So I soft DNF'd it because I was like, I was not in the mental headspace to be reading this book. Sometimes you don't want to read heavy topics, and I was not in the mood, but I definitely need to read this. And I will be posting a reading vlog about thriller books by Black authors because it is Black History Month. So I'm excited. This is going to be, I did a poll on Instagram, and of course, this was one of the books that they voted for. And the other one, I'll just let you find out when I post the video. But that won't be till the end of the month when that video is posted because I haven't even started. So yeah, this is definitely one of them that I want to read. Now, another book I want to read is Anywhere You Run by Wanda M. Morris. And this is another Black author that I want to read. Honestly, I don't read a lot of thrillers by Black authors, like, knowingly. Like, I just pick up books, and for the most part, they are not people of color, which I don't care about. Like, I'm going to read the books because I love the books. But there are more Black thriller authors out there. I feel like, oh, Jesus, Kayla, I'm always talking about something, y'all. I'm always talking about something. But I feel like there aren't many Black thriller authors, at least that I know of. Now, I know so many people have talked about different authors, and of course, it's always going to be S.A. Cosby, Tiffany D. Jackson, but I want to discover more Black thriller authors. Of course, I'm going to read everybody's books, but I especially, past Black History Month and beyond, I want to read more books by people of color, and definitely want to check this book out. So Anywhere You Run is a gripping, suspenseful novel in which, after the murder of a white man in Jim Crow, Mississippi, two Black sisters went away to different parts of the country. But can they escape the secrets they left behind? This sounds so juicy. Sounds so juicy and good. And I'm going to get that on a t-shirt. It sounds juicy. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, I'm so excited to read this book. This cannot be a thriller video without me mentioning Miss Frida McFadden. Like, whatever side you stand on with Frida McFadden, if you hate her or love her, she's well known in the thriller genre, and I'm always gonna read Frida McFadden's work. Unless she does something crazy, I'm always gonna read her work. So I definitely want to check out The Locked Door. I honestly listen to most of my Frida McFadden books, like The Teacher, I listened to that. Do Not Disturb. Like, almost all of her books I have listened to, except for The Housemaid. I physically read The Housemaid, physically read The Boyfriend, and yeah, that's it. So most of them I just listen to because they're just, I don't know, the audio is typically good, except for this one. I started this on audio, and I was like, I cannot listen to this narrator for the next 8 hours. I can't do it. So I picked it up from Half Price Books and it was $8.99. So, you know, Freedom McFadden style, you're either going to guess the twist because you're just so good at guessing, or it's going to be the most unpredictable thing you've ever read. So I can't wait to see what this book is about and if it's good. Another book I want to read in 2025 is Cemetery Spot by Jenna Moquin. I don't think I ever got in contact with her to tell me if I was pronouncing her name right. But this was also in another one of the videos of where authors sent me some of their books, and I'm excited to read this one. I might leave this for October, but that just seems so far. But this one looks like it's gonna be good. I don't know, this is gonna be a little too scary because y'all know I don't read horror. They didn't say this is horror, but it's giving horror. I might be looking down on my phone a lot for these next ones because I don't physically have them, because either I don't have it or it hasn't been released yet. So the next one that I want to read, this is another anticipated read for 2025, and it is The Locked Ward by Sarah Pekkanen. All I had to do was see Locked Ward, and I was like, yeah, I gotta read this. Y'all know I love a good psychological thriller, especially when it is set in a psychiatric ward, mental hospital, something. If it has something to do with the psych ward, I'm definitely gonna read it. So this one does not come out until August 25th. So we've got a while. So maybe I can wait, or I can try to get a arc of it. I don't know. I might wait. I don't know. But this one is about Georgia Cartwright, and she was adopted as a newborn, but she killed the younger biological daughter of her wealthy Southern family. Georgia is locked in a psychiatric institution where the most violent offenders are held while she awaits trial. The only words she whispers when her estranged twin sister Amanda visits are, "You've got to get me out of here. I didn't do it." So right off the bat, she probably did it. If she's in a psych ward, she probably did it. She's probably schizophrenic. I don't know. But I can't wait to read this. I haven't read any Sarah Pekkanen books. Is The Wife Between Us? Yeah, The Wife Between Us is Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. And I picked that book up like 5 times. I don't know. I might have to get rid of it because I just can't get into it. But I have not read any Sarah Pekkanen books on her own. So I'm excited to read this one. This one sounds really good. I see a couple of subscribers on there having it as marked want to read. So yeah, definitely want to read that one. The next book is Count My Lies by Sophie Stava. This cover is so pretty. Hopefully I can find these covers online, but this one doesn't come out until March 25th. And it says perfect for fans of Lisa Jewell, Amy Tintera, and Laura Dave. Anytime they throw Laura Dave in the description, I'm like, I don't know. But I love Lisa Jewell. I have not read Amy Tintera. That book is sitting there. I have no interest in picking that book up anytime soon. But yeah, it sounds good. It definitely sounds good. The reviews aren't the greatest. Actually, I'm lying. They're a lot better now. So it has an average of 4.16 for rating, and there's been 221 ratings so far. Okay, I knew I was not going crazy. I went to Barnes this morning and I saw this book, and I knew I had it on this list for 25 books that I wanted to read, but I was like, is it a new release or is it a book that I just haven't read yet? So Nothing Ever Happens Here is another book that I want to read by Serafina Nova Glass. I've read a lot of Serafina's books I've read a lot of Serafina's books, and I definitely enjoy them. She does multiple point of views, dual timelines, all of that good stuff, and I just love her writing style. But I saw this book in Barnes today, and this book does not come out until February 11th. So I should have gotten it, and it was on the buy one get one 50% off, and it was in paperback. I love a paperback book. God, I've been reading so many hardcovers. I said the next book I read has to be a paperback book. So yeah. But anyways, Nothing Ever Happens Here. So when Shelby Dawson survives a harrowing attack that should have left her dead, she tries to move past it for herself and for her family. 15 months later, with the help of her best friend, Mackenzie, she finally feels safe again in the snowy Minnesota town she calls home. But when an anonymous note appears on her windshield bearing the same threats her attacker made, Shelby realizes that her nightmare has only just begun. You know, typical thriller. I'm excited to read it. The next book I want to read is Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell, and this one doesn't come out till the 24th of June. Okay, is that still Gemini season? No, I don't think so. No, it's not. But anyways, Lisa Jewell's new thriller is about 3 women who are connected by one man in this kaleidoscopic thriller. Restaurateur Patty Swan was the life of the party until the day a man pushed him in the path of an oncoming train, leaving his 20-something daughter Ash and wife Nina devastated. Shortly after Patty's funeral, the two women receive a surprise in the mail, a note and a package from Nick Ratcliffe, an old friend of Patty's, in a nondescript lighter that once belonged to him decades ago. Okay, well, that doesn't sound very appealing right now. I didn't read the rest because I know that's kind of boring, but yeah, anything Lisa Joy writes, I'm gonna read it. She's an autobiography author for me. I definitely enjoy it. I really enjoy British authors. And it's so funny on Facebook, so many on like those thriller and psychological thriller reading groups, they're always like, yeah, you either hate British authors or you love them. I don't know. I love them. Sometimes you don't realize that they're British until you start listening to audiobooks, but I like them. Next up is Riley Sager. I feel like he comes out with a book every year. This book is going to come out on the 10th of June, and it's With a Vengeance, and this cover is so cute. It's giving like the 80s or 90s. I think this book is actually set in well, I was wrong. This book is set in 1942. In 1942, 6 people destroyed Anna Matheson's family. 12 years later, she's ready for retribution. Okay, we love a good revenge story. Okay. Again, anything Riley Sager writes, I'm going to read. I still haven't read Middle of the Night. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it right now, so it's just going to sit on the shelves until I want to pick it up. But this one definitely seems like a good book. Oh, look, there's Melinda. Melinda and 8 other friends marked it as wants to read. But yeah, I am so interested in reading this book. Okay, now I'm really, really excited for this book as well. And it is Ruth Ware's The Woman in Suite 11. Now, this is a sequel to The Woman in Cabin 10, and people either love or hate that book, but I really enjoyed that book. I still need to do my Ruth Ware author ranking, but there's one book that I need to read left, and I don't think I want to read that one, so I might just skip it and just still do the author ranking. But Ruth Ware, boy, look, Ruth, she can write some annoying characters. In Low Black Lock, she was so annoying in The Woman in Cabin 10, but I definitely enjoyed that book. So I'm excited to read The Woman in Suite 11. And The Woman in Cabin 10 is also going to be either a movie or a show on Netflix. So I'm excited about that. The next book I want to read is The Best Lies by David Ellis. If he writes anything like, if all of his books are like Look Closer, or not even, they don't even have to be like it. But if they're good and twisty and juicy, I'm gonna read it. So I definitely want to read The Best Lies by David Ellis. David Ellis delivers a fast-paced, twisty thriller that will surprise readers at every turn. Leo Balanoff is a diagnosed pathological liar with unthinkable skeletons in his family's closet. He's also a crusading attorney who seeks justice at all costs. When a ruthless drug dealer is found dead and Leo's fingerprints show up on the murder weapon, no one believes a word he says. But he might be the FBI's only shot at taking down the dealer's brutal syndicate. Okay, sounding like a legal thriller, because like legal thriller, law, blah, blah, blah. Those aren't typically my favorite. I really don't care, but I'm gonna try it. Hopefully I enjoy it. I need to read, there's another book. This is not a part of the 25, but there's another book by James Patterson and David Ellis that I want to read. Is it, no, girl, I don't even remember. I don't remember the title and I don't feel like looking it up. But yeah, I definitely want to check that one out too. But The Best Lies by David Ellis. We gonna have to give him another go. Y'all, it's been like 45 minutes since I had to stop this video. I'm hungry. I mean, a little snack from Aldi. I don't even remember where I last left off. Why would I start the camera when I just put something in my mouth? Give me a second to collect myself and remember what I was doing. Okay, now I remember. I was just wrapping up what I was saying about David Ellis and how I wanted to read his book. And then the next book I want to read is Gray After Dark by Noel E. Healy. I didn't even look it up, so I could totally be butchering that. But somebody told me that I needed to read that book in a video a long time ago. They were like, this sounds like a book that you would enjoy. And I still have yet to pick it up. And the cover is beautiful, and it sounds like something that I'm really interested in reading. So the last 2 books that I want to read in 2025 are, it's nothing specific, but I said I guess I will branch out and read another romance book or historical fiction. But I'm leaving the last 2 books that I want to read will be either a historical fiction, probably Kristen Hanna, or Barnes really has a good selection on historical fiction books. So I'm excited to try those. But then I will read a romance, not a young adult romance. I'm not doing that anymore. I read The Lies He Told Me, or all, no. If he wouldn't, girl, y'all don't even remember the name of that book. I'll put it up here. But I did a reading vlog on that one, and that was just, that wasn't it. So, no young adult romance, but I will read a romance. I don't know what kind. I have that Ugly Love book by Colleen by Colleen Hoover. So I don't know if I want to read like a dark romance or a depressing romance or like a light, fun, bubbly romance. But I'm not buying them. I'm gonna get those books from the library. Most likely, it's gonna be a Chris and Hannah book for historical fiction, but you never know. It could do something. I could do something else. She's not the only historical fiction author there is. So, but yes, you guys, those are the 25 books that I want to read in 2025. Obviously, I want to read more, but these are the books that I have to read going into the new year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys in the next one. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books, and also let me know what you guys want to see from me. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.